It's the most coveted prize in professional wrestling. It's gold, it's bold, and built to represent greatness. Ooh, yeah. Some championship belts actually cost over $10,000 to $50,000 to make, and they're crafted by just a few elite manufacturers around the globe. Icons like John Cena have held it high, stacking up a record 17 world titles. But just how the hell is this magnificent symbol of power, the WWE Championship belt, actually made? Join us today as we take a look behind the gold. Way before gold plates and leather straps defined champions, ancient societies found powerful ways to celebrate victory. Thousands of years ago, when the Grecians crowned the champion of the Olympics, it wasn't in gold and silver, but it was with the simple olive wreath. Essentially a badge of honor as opposed to any symbols of wealth. There's no diamonds, there's no gems, just straight glory. Now we jump ahead to the 19th century and we can see that boxing was starting to resemble something that we would later recognize today, and leather straps and ornate metal plates started to replace laurel wreaths, representing that not only somebody won a fight, but they also became a reigning champion. Now, who would have guessed that as professional wrestling became more and more popular in the early 20th century, those belts would change even further, becoming brighter and flashier, representing the larger-than-life personalities that wore them. And get this, the very first official wrestling championship belt came about all the way back in the 1870s. Championships weren't just celebrated, they were actively worn. Every championship belt starts with inspiration, a blend of prestige, power, and personality. The design process is where the legacy starts. It usually starts as a hand-drawn sketch, a rough idea of what a title could be. After that, designers use CAD to carefully flesh out each curve, each plate, each gemstone placement to a degree of technical precision. Every detail is thought out. The shape of the center plate, how big the side emblems are, texture of the leather, everything's intentional. Custom logos, engraved names, and ornamental fold patterns are all added to reflect the championship identity with that of the brand identity. Now, over the decades, wrestling has seen more than 80 unique belt designs, each tied to a single moment, an era, a legend. Think of the iconic Big Eagle belt from the Attitude Era, worn by, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. It was bold, it was brash, and it was unforgettable as catching a beer or catching a people's elbow to the face. Or take a look at John Cena's spinner belt, turning the WWE logo into a rotating centerpiece and giving the title a hip-hop twist. The John Cena stops moving, but the belt don't stop spinning. Also, more recently, we've got the red and blue Universal titles. These are sleek, they're modern, and instantly recognizable in the current WWE landscape. Most start with a leather strap, traditionally made from high-quality cowhide. It's durable, it's flexible, and it has that unmistakable heavyweight feel when draped over a shoulder or held above a head. Alright, so once the materials are all chosen, the real transformation begins. This is where raw metal becomes a symbol of victory. The process starts with cutting the metal plates. Using high-powered laser cutting machines, each plate is shaped with surgical precision. These lasers follow the exact outlines from the digital design, ensuring every curve, edge, and notch match perfectly. It's fast, it's accurate, and it sets the foundation for literally everything else that follows. Then comes the engraving, the step that brings the belt's identity to life. Logos, intricate patterns, wrestler names, and federation emblems are carved into the surface. Whether it's the eagle wings of a classic design or the bold WWE logo stretched across the center, every detail is carefully etched into the metal with incredible accuracy. After engraving, the plates go through a polishing process. This removes any roughness and brings out the shine, preparing the surface for the most visually important step in sports entertainment history: the plating. These plates are dipped into electroplating baths. Think
thin layers of gold, silver, or nickel that are bonded to the surface, giving that unmistakable shimmer under the lights. But it doesn't stop there. Depending on the belt's design, custom finishes are added. Some go with the high gloss mirror shine, others opt for a matte finish that looks bold and modern. And in some cases, you'll even find dual-tone finishes that mix gold and silver for a truly unique high-end look.
And now, the plates are polished and ready.
It's time to bring the whole belt together, and this part is all about precision and craftsmanship. First, the leather backing is cut to fit the exact dimensions of the plates. Whether it's natural leather or synthetic, each piece is carefully measured and trimmed to ensure a perfect fit. The edges are then smoothed and beveled, giving the belt that clean, finished look you see on TV. Once the leather's ready, the metal plates are aligned and mounted. Depending on the design, they're either riveted or bolted into place, a process that has to be exact, because even a slight misalignment can throw off the entire look. Some belts actually have removable plates for customization, while others are permanently fixed, solid and unyielding, just like the title they represent. Then comes the finishing touches. Embroidery might be added to the strap, especially around the snap fasteners. Some belts also get custom embossing, raised patterns or logos pressed into the leather for some added texture and depth. Others include stitched borders, contrast colors, or even the champion's nameplate attached to the front. Every detail, every stitch, every bolt, it's all part of creating not just a belt, but a centerpiece of wrestling history. Before a belt ever makes it to the spotlight, it's got to pass one final test: quality control. Because in a world where millions of fans are watching, there is zero room for error. Each finished belt goes through a thorough inspection, starting with plate alignment. The plates must sit perfectly on the strap. No tilts, no uneven spacing, just flawless symmetry. Then there's the paintwork. Whether it's the color behind the logo or the shine on a gemstone border, the finish has to be crisp, consistent, and without a single smudge. Stitching is checked next. Every thread along the strap, especially around the edges and snaps, is examined for strength and precision. Loose stitching or weak seams aren't just a cosmetic flaw, they can shorten the life of the belt. It's a painstaking process, but it matters. Some high-end belts can take up to 100 hours to build from start to finish, and not a second of that effort goes unchecked.
Because when the champion hoists that title above their head,
every detail's gotta be perfect. Every belt tells a story, not just of victory, but of the craftsmanship behind the crown. It's legacy, art, and tradition, all rolled into one unforgettable symbol. And if this kind of behind-the-scenes deep dive is your thing, then stick around because there's plenty more where that came from.